With Dying Light the Beast now out in the open, Kyle Crane's adventure continues, and things are quite interesting this time around. His noble goals from his past appearances have made way for a more personal and darker vendetta against the Baron, and of course, he gets a few new tricks up his sleeve to help him along. Techland's streamlined approach to its tried and tested formula is sure to bring a smile to those of you already familiar with its work, while the beast can get a tad overwhelming if this is your first time in a Dying Light title. But have no fear, we've spent quite a bit of time in the Castor Woods, and have put together a few tips and tricks to make things easier for you, so let's get started. Number 1. Be smart when taking on the infected. While finding a large pack of the infected can seem a convenient way to pick up some much needed resources, considering how precious those are early on in the game, taking them on all at once is a surefire way to impede your progress. Unless you're playing on easy mode, you lose XP every time you're taken down, and that can quickly become a very frustrating grind. However, luring one or two infected away from the pack and thinning down their numbers to make the rest more manageable is a great way to go about things. We'd recommend trying to catch the attention of goons and runners first, as they're harder to kill and are quite bothersome when they come with backup. Number 2. Unlock Beast Mode control ASAP. Early on in your Beast skill tree is an option to activate Beast Mode whenever you think it's necessary. That's a skill that can change the way you approach a variety of situations in the game, as you're otherwise restricted to just filling up the Beast meter and letting it dictate when you can access a very powerful set of moves for Kyle. So to that end, we'd honestly recommend prioritizing missions that have you fighting chimeras in the early game before you take on other side content or activities. Having control over when you enter Beast Mode is a tactical goldmine in this title, and can make a lot of your time in early game significantly less frustrating. Number 3. When in doubt, dropkick. Just like the Beast control skill, Kyle's combat skill tree comes with the dropkick ability quite early on. It's a lifesaver, honestly, as a well-placed kick could send infected flying into each other, downing them long enough for you to do some really serious damage. Learning how to use it well is not too challenging, and you'll honestly soon find yourself downing smaller ones with ease and taking them out of the fight a lot faster. Number 4. Use the UV flashlight. And by that we mean use the absolute heck out of it. We all know that it's the only known weakness that the infected display, so it only really makes sense to abuse this underrated tool to the fullest extent possible. Much like the dropkick, it's a great way to gain some breathing room, and you can easily get in a few hits after the infected are stunned and hopefully retreating from its radiance. It saved our lives on many occasions and is sure to do the same for you. Number 5. Use the environment. Kyle's weapons, skills, and tools are not the only things that can help him get an edge over the threats that he faces. For instance, many environments have gas cylinders lying around that you can either shoot or pick up to manually ignite before just throwing them at a group of infected for some really massive damage. We'd recommend the latter approach though, as ammo can be a tad harder to recover once it's spent, especially in the early hours of the game. Number 6. The beauty in the beasts. The chimeras are among the hardest fights in this game, but with good reason. Taking them on and defeating them is not only a part of the game's main narrative, but it rewards Kyle with much needed GSP, which allows him to boost his own skills. The beast skills are incredible in this game, allowing you to devastate the infected and maybe even a volatile once you get some momentum going. They can turn any situation in your favor, especially once you get to activate Beast Mode at will. You can get very creative with how you approach fights once you have a few unlocked, so yeah, make the chimeras a priority in the early game. Number 7. Enable Auto Sprint. An option we'd recommend enabling early on is Auto Sprint, which we found was a game changer as far as traversing the beautifully crafted world that Techland created. You no longer have to click your left stick every time you need the extra speed, and since you don't lose any stamina for running in this game, this can save you a lot of time as you go from place to place in the world. It can also make escaping those pesky volatiles at night a whole heck of a lot easier. Believe us when we tell you you're going to want all the speed you can to get one of those things off of your back even if they get a sniff of you. Number 8. Use firearms sparingly. Your guns are a valuable addition to your arsenal, but their limited ammo means that going in all guns blazing, pun intended, invites the possibility that you're going to find that you're out of bullets when you really need them most. For instance, we found ourselves surrounded by the infected while we stood atop a truck. There was a gas cylinder on the ground, but trying to pick it up would have meant a certain death. It was too bad then that we'd pumped bullets from our SMG about half an hour ago. Using your guns wisely is a great way to keep yourself in the fight for a lot longer than our own foolhardy approach. Number 9. Keep on crafting. If you aren't constantly diving into your inventory to see what you can craft after taking on a few infected, you're honestly setting yourself up for failure down the line. Every item of value, like bandages that restore health for instance, can easily be crafted on the go, and doing so means you're good and ready for whatever you encounter during your travels. Ensure that you stop by crafting tables at your save points and check out any new blueprints for weapons or gear, and perhaps even pin 1 or 2 of them before you head out so you know what you're looking for. Number 10. Use your survival sense. An early game mission tasks you with tracking a certain beast via traces of its handiwork out in the world. Unfortunately, for us at least, we spent a fair bit of time scouring every inch of the investigative zone before realizing that clicking our right stick lets Kyle send out a pulse that made things a whole heck of a lot easier. It's a tried and tested mechanic in modern gaming to be sure, and is there to make life easier for you, which is quite valuable in an experience like the Beast, where every single advantage you gain is earned through blood, sweat, and yeah, even some tears. Number 11. Try switching the kick and jump buttons. While the default control scheme is perfectly alright, we did find that switching your kick and jump buttons made both traversal and combat far more intuitive. Your mileage may vary of course based on your personal preferences, but hey, do give it a try at least. You could always switch it back if you prefer the original layout. Number 12. Alternate between exploration and missions. The Beast can get quite punishing if you make a beeline for story missions early on in the game, and even later in. Remember to grind for resources by fighting the infected and exploring dark zones to help you craft all the supplies that you need before heading towards your mission markers. Likewise, it pays to raid a few convoys for ammo for your guns, and activate a few safe zones out in the world to make your travels easier. The Castor Woods are designed to balance exploration and the story, and the onus is on you to achieve that balance based on how you like to play the game. It's quite a map with a lot to do here, and exploring it is well worth the effort in most cases at least. Number 13. Choose your difficulty wisely. Now, we don't give this advice lightly at all. Playing the game on its hardest difficulty was an absolute brutal romp through the Castor Woods that saw us sent back to the last checkpoint more often than, we'd like to admit. Turning it down to normal did make things easier, but honestly, we'd recommend starting on story mode and ramping it up once you begin to get comfortable with the game and figure out your own playstyle. Number 14. Loot every kill. Every time you take down an enemy, make sure that you loot it. Supplies are the difference between life and death in this game, and you're going to need them to craft better gear, weapons, and tools. Stocking up on valuable items means you don't have to spend hours and hours farming for them later on, just so you take those few extra seconds, so check it out, check those carcasses every time you come across them. Number 15. Use vehicles as a quick killing tool. Anytime you see a horde of infected and a vehicle you can use, get into it and run over as many as you can. It's a great way to gain resources and supplies, and it's really fun to just let loose and bring back fond memories of Carmageddon, just with zombies here. You'll find yourself flush with the supplies you need for crafting with just a few solid maneuvers with your truck. If you can find some more fuel along the way, your rewards could increase quite significantly, so keep an eye out when you're driving around. And that wraps things up. These tips should get you to quite a solid start in the early game and beyond. Of course, we've saved the best one for last. Don't forget to have fun, it's a video game after all. If you have any ideas that you think could help your fellow players out, we'd love to hear them. Just hit us up in the comments and let's take down the Baron together. That's all for now. If you enjoy what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, now is a great time to subscribe. We upload brand new videos every single day. After subscribing, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking that bell icon. Thanks for watching this video, and we will see you next time right here on GamingBolt.